I'm starting off talking about my work life, and I'm trying to establish credibility, present myself like the folks around here know me. I think that in the face of what's coming, we're going to have to work together, and I'm volunteering to be part of any good projects going on in the upcoming weeks and months, possibly years of collapse that we're looking at now. I'm going to talk about how when I first started Wheatland Tube, I went out there with a temporary company, me and two other guys, and at any rate, I did what I usually do. I always felt driven to prove myself. So after a couple of weeks, the plant manager came down and he said, "Yeah, you're doing pretty good. We want to hire you on, and we'll get you back there behind the wall." What I was referring to was the mill. It was a tube mill. I said, "Cool." And so I got hired, got me a position behind the wall on the mill. It was like the next day they was talking about, was that your wife that picked you up? Yeah. So when they found out my wife was black, everything changed. But I'd already got hired, and I had my position on the mill. What happened was, so it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions on the mill, and there's one black guy down there on the end wheel. Yeah, he kept himself pretty separate. The other three guys, the other three white guys, every time they passed by me, they'd spit right in front of me. And when I was away from my workstation, they was throwing their banana peels, orange peels, candy bar, potato chip wrappers at my station. And so how I dealt with it was, at first, was I'd pick the trash up, and I'd pretty much know who had what, because I'd see them eating on the mill. I'd pick that shit up and go put it on their work table. And as far as the spitting goes, every time they walked by, I started spitting right in front of them. For a minute, it kind of escalated, just as far as those petty gestures went. And then one day I came in, and we was just starting the shift, and I looked over and I seen somebody had spit tobacco juice on my water jug, and that was it. It was over. I knew who it was. The only guy that was chewing tobacco or dipping snuff on the line, and I hollered out, and I started talking some battle language, and he started coming toward me. Now, this dude was a bodybuilder. I'm just going to say right now, we're buddies now. I've seen him recently. He's changed his life, and he's a guy that I respect and admire. But at that time, this is what happened. I'm hollering at him, cursing loud. He's coming toward me, saying, "What?" And I'm saying, about the tobacco juice on my jug, The supervisor came up in between us. That dude was trembling. He broke it up. That was the end of any kind of all those petty gestures. And then after that, basically we all got along and we did our jobs. But I'm just throwing that out there as an example. One example of what I'm going to say is simple, blatant racism. And I never knew nothing about that till I came to Little Rock. So I was probably 24 years old, before I was ever around any black folk. So that was a bit of a learning experience, and it's an example of some things I've come to learn over the years. There was another significant aspect of what happened at Wheatland Tube was we brought in a union. Yeah, that wasn't easy. It took a long time. And, there's a sequence of stories behind that. Yeah, something I did learn about the union business was, but when it was all over, come to figure out that, well, really the union was just as corrupt as the company in its own way. Ultimately, it was sided with the company against the workers. Another example of the things I understand and have dealt with that might come in handy if anybody wants to get in touch with me about maybe I can help on a project that occurs right here in Little Rock in the future. Thank you.